Hey, good morning. It's June 28th, Tuesday. And thanks so much for being here today. We're going to continue talking about our theme of choices and making choices and how important they are. We started in Deuteronomy with the challenge of choose life, don't choose death. Choose life. And then we've seen how that works its way through. We've looked at some Proverbs, we've looked at some of the Psalms, we've looked at some prophets and the challenges that are there. And then I have two more I want to talk about, and these are the words of Christ offering us the beauty of choice. We're not robots. Rather, God has called us to make a choice to love, a choice to engage in life. When Jesus, after he had taken the Lord's Supper, the Last Supper with his disciples, the last Passover, the first Lord's Supper, and he had washed their feet, and he told them what was going to happen tomorrow. He's going to be crucified. And they're struggling. They don't know what to do. They're trying to make sense of it all. So they start asking him some questions. And he begins this section in John 14 where he says, don't let your hearts be troubled. And he explains there's several familiar words in there. He says he is the way, the truth, and the life. And he's trying to comfort them. Remember, they don't have the Holy Spirit yet in terms of the gift of Pentecost. That's still to come. And so when they're troubled, one of the disciples, Judas, not Judas Iscariot, asked him this question: Lord, why do you intend to show yourself to us and not to the world? Because he's just been talking about that. Notice Jesus' response, and this is the point of comfort that you and I need to embrace right now. Because it's a troubling time. And we have this narrative given to us in John's Gospel when it was a very troubling time for the apostles. Because they knew something was not right. They knew Jesus was saying strange things like he wasn't going to be with them. And they're trying to figure all this out. And so in response, Jesus says this: if anyone loves me, he will obey my teaching. My Father will love him, and we will come to him and make our home with him. He who does not love me will not obey my teaching. These words you hear are not my own. They belong to the Father who sent me. You see, if anyone loves me, he will obey my teaching. This is not some harsh, do this or else. Love is a response to the graciousness of God. And that love is a choice. It's not a feeling. It's not primarily an emotion. But it's a choice that we make to give our lives in obedience to God as a living sacrifice to God, as Romans tells us. It's something that is born out of a deep sense of gratitude, a deep sense of the joy that we've been given, and out of a really strong sense of the life that we have been given. Let that hang for a moment. Let that hang in your hearts. We have been given life. And what Jesus is saying to his disciples in this very troubling time is that if you love me, you will obey my teaching. What did he just say to them earlier when they were at the actual Last Supper? He says, by this, the world will know that you are my disciples if you have love one for another. That's how he's answering the question. I'm going to show myself to you. You're going to show me to the world by the way you love each other. And if we engage in that, love is a life-giving decision. Not something to be selfish about, not something to hang on to, not something to grasp, not something to keep to ourselves, but to give. give in response to the unkindness of others. To be radically different. Not in a irrational way, not in a way that invites abuse, not in a way that gives you no freedom at all, but rather this type of decision to love, to obey Christ, gives you the greatest freedom. Then Jesus goes on to say, all this I have spoken while I am still with you. But the Counselor, the Holy Spirit, is talking about Pentecost, is going to be coming, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you all things and remind you of everything I have said to you. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give as the world gives. And then he repeats this phrase, do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. You see, when you're struggling, when things don't seem right, when someone's not fair, especially those close to you, what Jesus is saying is make this choice of love, because it's a life-giving choice. It brings life to you and to the people that you love. It's radical. There's no way to describe it, except that it brings peace. It brings life. It brings hope. Love is a choice. It's the most beautiful choice that we can make. This day, think about Jesus' words here. What a beautiful thing to say. If you love me, you'll keep my commands. Not a harsh whip, not a do this or else. But if you get what I'm about, love freely because I'll be with you. The Father will be with you. There's no greater peace and comfort that we can have. I've got several playlists on what it means to love. You can read it for yourself in 1 Corinthians 13 and other places what love is. But that choice to love is the one that brings life. Brings life to you, to those that you love, and it unites you in a special way with Jesus, the Spirit of God, and His Father. Notice all three members of the Trinity are present in this section in John 14. It's a beautiful thing. Choose love and life. Thanks so much for being here today, and Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.